Welcome to today's deep dive. We have a truly wild mission for you today.
Yeah, decoding a really dense research report.
Right, specifically on zero-point energy and something called curvature variable physics. Basically, we're looking at how science is trying to extract unlimited clean energy directly from the vacuum of space.
Which sounds completely impossible, I know.
It really does. Okay, let's unpack this. To understand how this might even work, the report mentions that empty space isn't actually empty. It describes the vacuum as this violent, boiling soup of virtual particles constantly popping in and out of existence.
Right, that is the underlying theory. But the catch is that historically, that energy has been completely locked away from us.
Because of thermodynamics.
Exactly. The second law of thermodynamics is essentially the ultimate cosmic bouncer here. It dictates that you need a temperature gradient to extract work, but the vacuum of space is in strict equilibrium. It rests at a freezing absolute 0 Kelvin.
So you can't just hook up a battery to nothing and pull current. But haven't there been mechanical attempts to squeeze that energy out? I mean, the report mentioned something about the Casimir effect.
There have been, yeah. People have tried utilizing charge plates and similar mechanical setups, but they mathematically fail.
Because they violated that equilibrium.
Precisely. You simply cannot cheat the laws of physics. If everything is at the exact same baseline temperature, you are stuck.
So how does this new research get past the cosmic bouncer?
Well, what's fascinating here is a completely new framework called curvature variable physics, or CVP for short.
Pioneered by an industrial researcher named Timothy J. Dillon.
Yes, and CVP challenges a whole century of Einstein's relativity. For over 100 years, the absolute bedrock of physics has been that the speed of light is a global constant. Dillon's framework proposes that it isn't constant at all.
Wait, hold on. Einstein's constant. The report actually claims we can manipulate the speed of light.
It does. It argues the speed of light dynamically changes based on the local curvature of spacetime.
That's massive.
It is. Instead of treating geometry as a fixed background, CVP treats it as an active variable, one that we can physically manipulate to our advantage.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The report outlines two world-changing applications for this. The first is something called the curvature-enhanced photoelectric effect,
which addresses traditional solar cells. They are held back by the Shockley-Queisser limit.
Right, so think of traditional solar panels like a sieve that only catches large rocks.
And they miss all the fine sand.
Exactly, which represents low-frequency light or ambient heat. The Shockley-Queisser limit is basically the fixed size of the holes in that sieve.
But by manipulating local geometry, CVP essentially shrinks those holes. It lowers the energy barrier of the materials.
Meaning we should catch that fine sand. Just imagine the smart thermostat or the security sensors in your house never needing a battery change again.
Because they're constantly harvesting electrons from the low-frequency ambient heat of the room at night.
That's wild. And the second application scales that concept up dramatically. The tidal curvature engine.
Which sounds straight out of a sci-fi novel.
It really does. It harvests energy from continuous space-time tides caused by shifting mass deep within the Earth's mantle.
The mechanics are actually grounded in how mass affects gravity. As massive geological structures shift underground, they create continuous microscopic ripples in local gravity and space-time.
And this engine acts like a highly sensitive resonator.
Right, essentially pumping usable energy out of those background fluctuations.
But let's be real, the scientific community is naturally going to roll their eyes at any free energy claims. How do we know this isn't just a pipe dream?
That raises a crucial point. The report itself emphasizes the need for extraordinary, rigorous validation.
To prove it actually works.
Right. The tidal curvature engine has to pass what's called Tier 3 calibrated energy accounting.
Which means what, in plain English?
It means putting the device inside a total Faraday shield.
A completely sealed metal enclosure.
Exactly, one that blocks all electromagnetic signals. If it still generates power inside that shield, it proves it's genuinely harvesting space-time geometry.
And not just acting as an accidental antenna picking up stray Wi-Fi.
Radio waves, right.
So, what does this all mean? Put yourself in that future for a second. Imagine a world that completely abandons fossil fuels.
No massive lithium battery supply chains.
No sprawling solar grids. We're talking about a ubiquitous, lossless power source operating with a near-zero ecological footprint, day and night.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, humanity is standing on the edge of a fundamental transition.
Yeah.
We're moving away from the brute force era of burning combustible matter and evolving toward elegantly manipulating the very fabric of geometry, It's a completely new way of engineering reality.
And that leaves us with one final provocative thought for you to explore. The source material mentions that the math behind this could elevate humanity to an omega civilization.
Capable of manipulating space-time at its core.
Exactly. So if we can successfully bend local spacetime to power our electrical grids, could this exact same curvature manipulation unlock the propellantless propulsion needed for humanity's multistellar colonization by 2040? Something for you to ponder until next time.